Welcome to the Agency Insider Show, where we dive deep into the world of digital marketing with industry experts. I'm your host, Navneet Kaushal, and today we have a special guest who is going to share his insights on technical SEO, e-commerce SEO, and the powerful combination of SEO and LinkedIn. Please join me in welcome Patryk Wawok. Welcome, Patryk.
Hello. Nice to be here, Navneet.
Let's start with your journey. You have built a strong reputation in the SEO space, especially for e-commerce and technical SEO. How did you get started and what led you to focus in these areas?
Actually, I would say I landed in this niche pretty much by mistake, because I was 19 and I was pretty much dropping out of college and looking for a job in a technical space because I had some programmatic experience, like development experience in my teens, and I landed an internship in a technical SEO agency. So I worked there for 3.5 years, focused just purely on technical SEO, JavaScript SEO, rendering stuff, web performance, structured data, all of that, just purely technical without any content focus. And then I moved to an agency in UK. I worked there for close to 3 years, I believe. And there I focus also on content. So I started combining technical SEO with content knowledge, with a bit of more holistic approach to SEO.
Okay.
But still, technical was my bread and butter, was my foundation. And in the meantime, I started having some side projects that started growing and growing. And this year, or pretty much last year, I started building an agency, quote unquote agency, with a couple of friends from LinkedIn I met online, and pretty much we launched in 2025 as Organic Hackers.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the power of technical SEO. I mean, technical SEO is often overlooked, but it can make or break an e-commerce site. You recently shared a 60-point checklist on LinkedIn covering everything from hreflang to server performance. So let's break this down. And so what do you think are the biggest technical SEO mistakes e-commerce store makes?
Oh, I don't know how much time do we have, to be honest with you, but yeah, there are a ton
The
we
top
can.
ones.
Yeah, I would say the main one would be understanding crawling and indexing on e-commerce sites, because usually a lot of e-commerce sites are large websites. They have hundreds of thousands, millions of pages in many cases, or they can have all those pages because of crawling and indexing issues. And just with these issues, the site structure is getting bloated, and Googlebot is just pretty much wasting all its resources on pages that shouldn't be crawled, shouldn't be indexed. I think the worst case that I saw was an e-commerce site with close to 2 billion pages created by incorrectly implemented filtering strategy. So they had a pretty much, I think, like couple thousands of categories. Each of them had couple dozens of filters, and Google was able to crawl every filter combinations on every category. And I think at the highest point, it was pretty much just Googlebot was downloading, I believe, 2 terabytes of data from servers.
Wow.
So it was huge, and the bloat was insane, and we had to create a proper filtering strategy for the site, understand which filters do we want to crawl, index, and which aren't. And just cleaning this up was a tough project. I would say doing that, and especially for large sites, like with crawling and indexing, like this is pretty much a gold mine of issues. You can fix so much stuff and make sure to help Googlebot actually crawl and index pages that are valuable on your site. And yeah, I would say this would be the main issue that I see pretty much everywhere. Even I think one of the projects that I wasn't even working on it, but I was offering it, like creating a proposal for them. They were a very small e-commerce. They just had, I don't know, like 50 products, something like that, but also because of the filtering strategy they had, I don't know, like 20K, 30K pages, just
Wow.
bloating the index, bloating the crawling queue. And yeah, I would say crawling and indexing is crucial for e-commerce.
Right.
And I would say as of other area in terms of technical SEO, maybe it's a bit more adjacent to content, but I would say website structure, because having proper a hierarchical structure of categories, subcategories, having actual pages that have potential in terms of SEO, that can rank for particular keywords. This is huge for many e-commerces. Just recently, I was working on e-commerce that was selling shoes.
Mhm.
They were selling shoes. They had huge brand because they were doing a lot of social media advertising. Their brand was very well known here in Poland, for example, and but their website was only focused on like their new collection. They had maybe like I don't know, like high heel shoes, like I don't know, like 5 or 6 categories. That's for the broad keywords. Nothing going in depth, and even just going by I don't know, shoe type plus color was like opening up like 30, 40 new categories that could easily rank with their brand recognition, with their branding, with the power of what they already did in terms of building the site, building the awareness of this brand. Just fixing the structure was pretty much a game changer for them.
Okay, now how do small and mid-sized businesses SMBs can compete with enterprise level e-commerce brand when it comes to technical SEO?
When it comes to technical SEO, I would say it's technical SEO pretty much touches everybody. Pretty much cares for like you should care about technical SEO. Even if you don't need to be enterprise to do that. You can be medium-sized SMBs. You can be pretty much whoever. And as you mentioned at the beginning, technical SEO can make or break your site. So I would say with technical SEO, just need to take care of the foundation. So crawling, indexing, make sure your site is visible for search engines. They can render it, they can index it, and making sure like those technical issues, those technical opportunities are not like slipping through your fingers. And because just with those missing points, you can be outranked by enterprises, you can be outranked by your other competitors, and you need to have strong foundation to then maybe outrank them with more niche down content, more niche down website structure for more long tail keywords. But still, in terms of technical SEO, you need to be strong. You need to be stable. You need to make sure that your site is pretty much bulletproof in terms of technical, to be able to grow with content, with structure optimization, with everything in between.
Okay, now how do you approach crawl budget optimization for large e-commerce sites with thousands of products?
Thousands of products. Yeah, with crawl budget optimization is like as I mentioned, like pretty much it's a gold mine. It's I like to check like what's the current state of the crawling. So I usually go to Google Search Console, analyze the coverage report, checking what pages are excluded, what pages are included. Also filter those reports by XML sitemaps to see based on the URLs in the sitemaps how Google is treating the pages that we want to index. And then I go to crawl stats, of course, and checking some of the areas there. But at the end, I also check the server logs, because checking the server logs in terms of crawl budget optimization is pretty much key, and you'll be able to better understand how, like, what kind of resources, what kind of pages are actually being searched by, or like being crawled by Googlebot, and getting this pretty much full view gives me an understanding of where the Googlebot crawl budget is being used correctly, and where is it wasted pretty much on. Maybe it's crawling out of stock products, maybe it's crawling pretty much like I don't know, old version of the website for some reason. Maybe it's crawling resources that shouldn't be crawling. I saw, for example, I think last year I was fixing one issue because for some reason on one of my e-commerce clients, the Google bot was crawling the pagination on the category pages, but it was crawling it like from 0 below. So it was crawling the pagination number -1, -2, and pretty much going to infinite with crawling the pagination for whatever reason, because it wasn't present anywhere in the internal linking, but the e-commerce site didn't have a security against that. So they, by creating this like below 0 pagination, they pretty much were creating category duplicates, and Google decided that, okay, those are some new pages that we should crawl. And I saw it in Google Search Console, and we were also fixing this issue. So I like to get all this data from Google Search Console, server logs, crawl stats, pretty much everything that I can, and go by patterns. So see what kind of pattern URLs can I find in those places, and understand which are valuable, which shouldn't be crawled, maybe which resources are key to render the page or to actually see all the necessary content, and which aren't. So I would say the keyword here is patterns in terms of the URLs and the areas that you want to check and either block or make sure that they are being crawled. And the other way around, also crawl the site on your own, see what kind of URLs are being used internally, check the internal linking. Maybe by combining the data from server logs, you can see, for example, that maybe some valuable pages are not crawled effectively. Maybe some of the most important products or articles were crawled, I don't know, 2 months ago, last time, and you should improve the internal linking to those. So yeah, I would say get the data, check the patterns, block stuff that you don't want to be crawled, and improve the internal linking to stuff that is important in your structure.
Okay. So now when it comes to so how do agencies and consultants balance client needs when technical SEO takes time to show results?
Yes, I wouldn't actually say that technical SEO needs time to show results, because it really depends. I know that's a SEO saying stuff, but yeah, because you can have like crucial technical issues that can give you results like that. I think I especially like back in the day, there were many such times when we were fixing, for example, one rendering issue because, I don't know, one animation was pretty much blocking the rendering of the entire website, and just by removing it or reworking it, we were able to pretty much unlock the visibility for the website.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say technical SEO is a good. I like to balance it against content, because with especially larger businesses, usually there are separate development teams and separate content teams, because those are totally different departments that are working on the same project, on the same website. And with technical SEO, it's good to have somebody to also take care of technical opportunities on the site when content team is already busy with writing new content. So I like to have this balance between content and technical. And when you mentioned that it takes time, technical SEO takes time, I would say always communicate with development team and work together with them on fixes, on stuff that needs to be fixed on the website. Not just I don't know, don't throw the audit to them and I know, hope for the best. Work together with them, find workarounds, communicate what needs to be done, why it needs to be done, how it should be done. Always verify that stuff, how the stuff is implemented, because it's a I don't know, like a volatile area with development. There's always something that can go wrong in terms of technical SEO and the implementation. And I think having your eyes as a second pair of eyes of verification of each task
Mhm.
is so valuable. And I caught so many issues or iterations of the same task as long as it was, because it needs to be implemented correctly at the end. So I think having this high level of communication, be working together with development team is crucial to make the technical SEO go faster, make the technical SEO project actually being implemented, not just being something that we just prioritize with stakeholders to maybe do, maybe not. And I would say it's that there are ways to make it faster.
Now you see often the technical SEO in an enterprise SEO, the major block is not the issue but the team. So the implementation is actually a pain in the ass. So how do you circumvent, or what do you see is a way to get things done? Because we have seen a lot of times the client doesn't is not ready to implement 90% of what technical SEO suggestions we give, and we end up losing the project because there are no ranking movements and nothing happens. I mean, I see it all the time. So what is your take? How to go about solving this problem?
Yeah, that's a tricky one, because I also had some similar experiences both in my agency life, but also as my sometimes freelance stuff. But actually not in freelance, not really. But usually I like to just understand why those things are challenging to implement. Why, just ask those questions. Just ask why. What are their struggles? Why are they struggling? Maybe there are technical limitations that they have. Maybe it's not something that is against developers, because developers are super busy, and
Right.
finding time to do technical SEO is can be a challenge to them. And there are many factors that can impact how the technical SEO project is being implemented. As I mentioned, there can be technical difficulties, there can be skill difficulties. Maybe they need to I need to help them hire somebody, or maybe I need to implement those things on my own if needed. Mm, but I tend to always communicate, always communicate why SEO is important, why technical SEO is important. And usually I like to start technical SEO projects when I already know I will have developers ready to implement, ready to go. And I think communication is key here. You cannot have a technical SEO project without communication.
Right. Now, when it comes to do you think anything, for example, AI playing a bigger role in technical SEO auditing and automation, or are you using it anywhere right now?
In terms of technical SEO,
Yes.
in terms of auditing, I would say not that much, because a lot of technical SEO was already automated. You have tools like Screaming Frog, Sidewalk, all cloud crawlers. All of this is already automated. All of them. So the bulk part, I would say, is already being done.
Mm-hmm.
Is already automated. I would say going next step. So using AI for, I don't know, analyzing Excel sheets, writing JSON for structured data. Using I like to use GPT for for writing regex.
Okay.
I think but all of this is also related to also development, but also just data analysis, because data analysis is a huge part of technical SEO. So
Okay.
that's why I don't really count using that for technical SEO, because for me it's like going a bit more a bit beyond just technical SEO. But I would say using AI for data analysis, for especially large data, mm, is beneficial. Mm, yeah, sorry, but for me, like working on like a website structure or
Okay.
understanding, I don't know, like search intent, I think because merging technical SEO with content with AI. So
Right.
I use AI more in the content wise in terms of AI optimization for content, using some tools for like extracting data from Google, understanding the consensus, or using NLP analysis for the content, understanding semantics.
Right.
All of this I can use with AI, but
Okay.
a lot of it is not that technical, I would say.
All right. Now, let's talk a little bit around about e-commerce SEO turning clicks into conversions. You have been vocal about money SEO versus traffic SEO. Getting visitors is great, but if they don't convert, what's the point, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit more about it. What separates high revenue e-commerce sites from those just chasing traffic?
In terms of there are many things you can do.
Okay.
And I would say I wouldn't call myself like the adversary of traffic SEO. I still like generating traffic because this is what usually SEO is about.
Right.
And I like to focus more on revenue. In terms of content, it's good to focus on bottom funnel content, working on comparisons, matching the topics to like a more commercial transactional intent, making
Right.
sure your site is doing great in that term. But I would say in terms of e-commerce, focusing on revenue versus just on traffic, I think I would maybe even compare those like talk about e-commerces that are focusing only on content and technical, because with technical SEO and with technical SEO you can focus on improving your e-commerce itself and working on your website structure, creating subcategories that can bring you a lot more transactional traffic than just your blog. And and I would say this can be a lot more beneficial than just writing articles on
Okay.
your blog section. But I don't want to disregard writing articles, because this is like SEO is a hybrid beast for and we need to understand that writing articles, even the top funnel, medium funnel content is beneficial to build the authority in the search results, to support your e-commerce also with those top funnel articles, to be pretty much the only source of knowledge for a given topic. And traffic is also good to build the authority of your site,
Right.
because at the end of the day we want to have a user satisfaction coming to your site, and those positive user signals coming either from your articles or coming from your from your e-commerce. So I think you can both chase traffic and revenue at the same time by combining technical SEO and content.
Right. Now, how do you approach product cannibalization issues in e-commerce SEO?
Are you talking about examples like, I don't know, you have the same shirt in multiple colors,
Yeah,
or
so the product cannibalization is one of the common issues when it comes to e-commerce SEO. Of course,
yeah,
when you give an example with the filters, but otherwise, how is there a specific approach you have towards it?
yeah, there are many approaches you can tackle like the same issue with. And I like to have, like, this is my approach of having usually one page, like depending on the search intent and search volumes of particular types, like for example variants of a given product. I like to either have separate pages for them if they have search potential, like getting traffic potential on their own. Maybe people are looking for, I don't know, a given screw in a given size, and you can have it in the as a separate page. But I think Google recently started making indexing variants way easier, because they introduced a new structured data type called product group, where you
Right.
can have just a single product page with different variants. And in structured data, you can mark every variant as a separate product. So Google will be able to understand that this single product page has, for example, 10 products under itself, which are not present in the structure, but Google can still understand that there are 10 products on this page in 10 different prices, and even show them separately in Merchant Center. So I have pretty much two benefits at the same time. I don't have the bloated structure with pages that might cannibalize itself, but I also don't have. But I also benefit from Merchant Center. I also benefit from ranking for those very long tail keywords for, I don't know, particular screw in a given size and a given something, material and length. So you can still benefit from those in Merchant Center, but you don't need to have the bloat on your website. So I tend to go with this. But if you really have a potential in the search and there is a separate intent for those very long tail keywords for a given product variant, I would go with separate pages. But also with the second approach, always monitor your crawling, your indexing, see if those products are actually being indexed, because by going with this approach, you can, from like 500 products, you can create like 10,000 pages, and so you can bloat it significantly, and you need to make sure that those pages are actually valuable for search engines and they're not diluting the quality of your website.
Okay, now what are some of the biggest CRO mistakes you see in e-commerce SEO?
CRO? So conversion rate?
CRO mistakes, CRO mistakes. E-commerce SEO.
Yeah, I would say there are a lot, because pretty much just ignoring conversion rate optimization and pretty much prolonging the user experience and pretty much building the irritation. And I would say the largest things are prolonging the customer journey, like unnecessarily, that making users they need to go to your category, they need to go to your subcategory, they need to click on your product, they need to click on the particular variant, and then they can add it to cart. You can have you can probably shorten this entire process. I would give them an option to add to cart at every step, and then help them pay a given variant or something. I would say this is the the killer, or the silent killer of conversions on e-commerce. And also, I would say the positioning of particular elements that will bring you conversions. So, for example, I saw many cases of, even in content wise, you can have a lot of articles where the call to action for testing a demo of your SaaS or something is pretty much hidden, or it's pretty much at the bottom of the article only, and nobody is clicking on it. Nobody is going to a related category of the article. Nobody is just seeing it. And I think the positioning of those crucial call to action elements is another killer of conversions. Another step that could improve CRO, and not many e-commerces are doing it, or more and more are improving it, is sharing the authority signals on your product pages. So having product reviews, having Q&As about your products, actually utilizing product reviews. So for example, answering to negative product reviews, making sure building the trust with any user that is coming to a given product.
Right.
And seeing that you actually are reactive, you want to make the experience good. I think just making the products better can especially benefit you in the long term.
Now, how can agencies position themselves as revenue driver, not just traffic generator?
That's a good question. That's That's a really good, like with the positioning, I would say just show your results. Show show what you can show what you can do, and not only in terms of traffic, because like the traffic can be vanity, but focus on what's bringing revenue, and always ask for particular for correct data from your clients. I know,
Right.
help them set up their Google Analytics properly, so you have correct reports for revenue tracking, for that, and work with them on case studies, work like on showcasing the work that you did, even
Okay.
anonymize it. If you cannot show the brand, just anonymize it, but still help them, like should still work on just showcasing your work. And I think this is like highly beneficial. Like
Okay.
I think many other niches are already doing that. SEO is, as we mentioned earlier, SEO is highly focused on like positions, traffic, visibility, all that, all of those metrics, which are fine, which are good metrics to look at. But at the end of the day, we care, like clients care about business, and it's
Right.
good to have information about what kind of business you can drive with SEO, and yeah, just show it, just case studies, case studies, case studies.
And should agencies focus more on product pages, category pages, or blog content for e-commerce SEO?
All of that. I would say all of that. Like do you mean creating new, or
Optimizing.
okay, organizing? Yeah, I would say all of that. In
Okay.
terms of technical SEO, I like to start with categories and products and website structure, to make sure that, okay, here we already have the transactional commercial pages that can bring traffic, and now I have, I don't know, for example, if with this technical SEO website structure optimization, I create, I don't know, 50 new categories or subcategories. Now I have ideas for pretty much 50 new content clusters I can bring on the blog or optimize. Mm, I would start with categories and products, working on those, and like pretty much fixing the bread and butter on blog. So, for example, if you already have 2,000 articles on the blog section, and I
Mhm.
don't know, 1,900 of those are bringing 0 impressions,
Mhm.
just cut them, or like remove them from your site. See if they have traffic potential. Maybe reintroduce them, optimize them in the meantime. But focus on the basics of blog, and improve the e-commerce first, like the category and products, then work on blog. And this is also like an approach that we had in one of my agencies, where we were doing only technical SEO, and then we were moving the ready to go site to another agency that was like a befriended agency, and they were doing content marketing and link building for them. So we were building usually like the strong technical foundation for the product, for the project, which was bringing like the initial some ranking improvements. And then when they started producing content and improving the content, or removing the old content, updating the stuff that has potential, then we saw an actual growth in the traffic.
Okay. And now let's talk a little bit about schema. You also mentioned Google came with a new schemas for product as well. Now, how important is schema markup for e-commerce sites, and what type of schemas do you find most effective, especially in 2025?
I would say schema right now is getting a bit more controversial, because
Okay.
like I like to use it as a simplified communication between the website and search engines and AI, large language models. Because with content that you have on your website or like on your page, you pretty much throw this content, throw this website to bots and hope they will understand. With JSON, this is pretty much just yes or no questions. So like just giving them clear information what is the price, what is the availability, what is the policy, what is what, and they have all these details and how important it is. There are many different opinions on that, and I like to have a very well detailed schema on my projects, because I see that, for example, in terms of merchant center, for example, using correct product schema with all those informations and also combining it with setting up the merchant center correctly, can be hugely beneficial for your site. And also, I recently see more and more carousels coming in to search results. So, and also this, I don't remember right now, but I think it's still in beta in terms of in Google's documentation, because they introduced the carousels for product pages.
Right.
So with this, you can have your transactional category page pretty much having more real estate and search results with correct carousel data, carousel structure data. So I'd say product and carousels would be the most important for e-commerce. Also, I would also add breadcrumbs, but breadcrumbs are pretty much beneficial for everybody to help users and search engines better understand the structure and navigate through the site. And I would still say that it can be beneficial, but remember to always match the schema to the content that you have on your page. So for example, don't add product reviews to your schema that you don't have on your page, because Google might catch on that and remove all the rich results that you have. And always make sure that the content correlates with what you have in the markup. Yeah, I would still say it is important. I would still say it's important, and but still, in terms of for example, AI search engines, it's still in the talks how much it impacts the performance in like Perplexity or ChatGPT, and probably still content is way more important there, but schema can be a good add-on to that.
So in terms of timeline, once you implement the schema, how fast you see the change in results?
Depends on what schema do I implement.
Okay.
In terms of product, and I try to remember right now. Last year I had a project where we implemented this pretty complex product group schema with product variants, and we introduced it to Google Merchant Center. And we pretty much saw results in a week. We started getting conversions just from the free listings on Merchant Center, which were really quick. And because our offering was already pretty good, like we're getting better and better in terms of like competition against the other e-commerces in the free listings. So yeah, I would say it really depends.
Okay. Now, can you share some strategies for optimizing category pages in an e-commerce website?
Yeah, of course. In terms of technical SEO or content, or both?
Both, but more towards the content.
Yeah, of course. In terms of category pages, there are still some like experiments that I'm doing and like my side projects and testing stuff with my clients. I would always analyze the layout of your category pages and layout of pages that are ranking on top positions. And I saw many cases where, for example, having a clear definition of the category in the above the fold content was pretty much was usually generating feature snippets in many cases. So you could get a feature snippet on your transactional page with a clear definition of the category in the above the fold content. This is a very good And this is a very good tip that I saw in like 2022 and started implementing it, and seems to be working really well. Also, it depends on the quality of the definition that you have. You need to make sure that it's you mentioned like all the necessary entities in the definition related to a given category.
Right.
Always have the add to cart button right on your category pages to your products to make sure like users can convert as soon as possible. Use the carousel structured data. Add FAQs at the bottom to add structured data for FAQs to your category page, related to your category page. Always have filtering in terms of e-commerce SEO and e-commerce conversion rate, helping users like niching down or finding the correct exact product that they are looking for is great, because they don't need to scroll through your entire site, your entire category page to find the product that they are looking for. They can just use the filters, get to the right product right away, and just click on it and just buy it. What else? Yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. Always have like the definition, carousels, structured data, add to cart, filtering,
Right.
correct content. Like always enhance your content below the fold with more details about the category. Mm, mm, yeah, I would say that's it. I see this is something that I might test sooner or later. I see more and more, especially B2B e-commerces, like having like dedicated experts for categories. So for example, they treat category pages as content pages somewhat, and they have, for example, like what's the word in English for that?
Subject
They have, for
matter.
example, like this is the expert that is dedicated to this category, and they have like his biography and his knowledge, and
More like an E for an EEAT type thing.
yes, and they try to communicate this expertise that they have on the category pages, and this is still that's something I see more and more, but I still want to like experiment on my own, to see
Okay.
how it actually impacts.
Now, of course, there has been quite a few Google updates in last couple of years. So, where do you see Google algorithm updates shifting in terms of e-commerce rankings?
I would say it's all over the place. With pretty much every update, like since I don't know 2022, maybe 2023. I don't remember which year exactly. Which year exactly? I saw like so many intent shifts in terms of particular queries. So I had an e-commerce ranking for many transactional commercial queries, and after one update, those queries are now informational for some reason, and there are articles ranking for those, and those intents were shifting a lot. Now it's a bit more stable. And some of the examples, I can still see many issues with the current rankings in Google. Some of the not clients, but some of the sites I was checking in, for example, were outranked by an empty category just because Google prefers to rank an empty category without any products instead of particular e-commerces. I would say always monitor what's going on in terms of like the intent that's going on, and also in terms of rich results and their enhancements in terms of e-commerce. And I saw it. It's not that visible still in Europe because we don't have this e-commerce shift in search results, but it's very visible in the US market, where pretty much search results are pretty much looking like an e-commerce category page when you type in a transactional commercial query. And I saw it in many clients where, for example, we're still ranking on position 1 or position 2, like the position didn't change at all, but we lost like 40% of the traffic. And when I was checking the search results in the US market, for example, that now we had, I don't know, like feature products. People also ask feature snippet, AI overview, and
Right.
our first organic was like under like 6 or 7
Right.
rich snippets. So just with just analyzing this traffic data or the position data wasn't enough anymore because of this shift in search results and because of the fact that okay now your site is still number one, but we care more about products and care about showing something else. So yeah, I would look at like what those features are, how they are introduced, and how you can also show in them, show in feature products, how to optimize for AI overviews, how to optimize for merchant center, and to be able to actually be present there.
Right. Now, many agencies struggle to scale e-commerce SEO because it requires a highly specialized skill set, managing technical SEO, CRO, content, and backlink. It's a lot. I mean, that's why some of the top agencies partner with white label providers as well, like Page Traffic, to handle executions while they focus on strategies. Do you think more agencies should leverage partnerships to scale faster?
Agencies or e-commerces?
Agencies which are dealing with the e-commerce companies
Mm-hmm.
or clients.
Yeah. I think yes, because you cannot grow every service on your own, and even in our case, we mostly focus on technical SEO and content, and this is our key service that we are offering and we are working on. But we are also looking into working on like AI automation, building tools on our own, um, and introducing all of that. But a lot of it pretty much like requires a lot of time and resources to build out on your own, and you can have a separate agency focused, for example, just on, for example, digital PR, and they are really good at it, and you can just work with them and collaborate with them on exchanging ideas or exchanging clients between you between you and them, and yeah, and just enhancing and helping your client as much as possible without this weight of creating those services on your own.
Right,
And
right,
yeah, I think it's the future, and many agencies are either like expanding their services or creating partnerships.
right.
And yeah, I would say it's like one of those.
Relationship.
Pick one of those, and you are good.
Yeah. Now we have seen agencies triple their SEO revenue by partnering with white label providers, and of course, it's a win-win for everyone. So if you are an agency owner struggling with bandwidth, let's chat. I mean, we can help you scale profitability without hiring in-house. Now, let's talk a little bit about SEO plus LinkedIn, building authority in the industry, which is something which you have done. You have built a strong LinkedIn presence with highly engaging posts on SEO strategies. Now,
Thank you.
how has LinkedIn helped you grow your personal brand and business?
Um, yeah, I think just by consistency, and just I wanted to show like what I know
Okay.
in terms of SEO, and because I was struggling with like sharing my knowledge,
Mhm.
and I didn't know what I can tell, what is correct and what is not. And
Right.
just by going to LinkedIn, I saw that okay, many people are already like sharing stuff that they know, sharing their knowledge, sharing their processes, and I think my first post was about just my personal stuff about like actually underestimating my knowledge and underestimating what I know, and I just started posting like day in day out, 5 days a week, like all the carousels, all the I don't know, I posted like I don't know over 100 carousels in a year, and just building it from ground up. I think I had like 700 followers at the beginning. Now I have over 25K, 26K, something like that. So I think it's very good to work on your personal brand,
Okay.
both by um, just being more confident in what you know and what you have, building a community around you, getting to know people, and yeah, I think LinkedIn opened so many opportunities just for me, just to get to know people from pretty much all over the world. Like, for example, even us, we are just talking about it because you probably saw me on LinkedIn, and I think this is a very good approach, and many people are just not doing it, and I understand that nobody like is required to do it, but for me it was very beneficial to
Okay.
to build something on my own, and yeah, that's also how I got to know my business partners right now. So we met, I believe, in 2023, both of them, and started working together in 2024 on some stuff, and yeah, the rest is history. And yeah, I cannot recommend it enough.
Okay. Now, what's the biggest mistake SEO professionals make when posting on LinkedIn?
Not posting enough. uh, um, yeah, I would say, like, the more you post and the more you iterate and analyze what's working, what's not, mm, I think the more you'll learn. Like, my first posts were, like, from my perspective right now, they weren't great. They were meh. They were awful sometimes. They were like, I think just because I spent the first year just posting almost daily, and understanding what's working, what's not, how to reach out to people, how to comment, how to, like, just from learning all those skills, um I learned so much, and I think you need to post more to, like, to just get it out, and also it will help you not to be scared anymore of, like, the publish button, because it helped me a lot. Just publishing a lot
Okay.
helped me, like, being more confident in what I post. And I think, I don't know, remember right now the statistics. I think 1% of people on LinkedIn is posting at all, and even less than 1% is posting more than once a week. So, like, there are so many, like, the number of possibilities, or, like, the opportunities that you can have on LinkedIn. There is
Right.
still a lot of room for everybody. And
Now,
I saw in the last, I post on LinkedIn for the close to 2 years now, and just
okay.
in those two years, there are so many people that appeared. That there are new people on LinkedIn in SEO, for example, but I'm sure in
Right.
other um, other niches too. So the scene is still growing. So there's place, I would say, for everybody.
Now, how can SEO consultants use LinkedIn to attract clients and build authority?
I would say do it similarly to your website or to your agency business, in terms of positioning. You can always talk about what, like, first of all, you need to understand who do you want to target. What's your positioning? Who is your target client? Is it
Okay.
e-commerce? Is it SaaS? How large is it? What do they already have, like, a marketing team on their own? Maybe they don't have it. Do you target their, I don't know, head of departments, CEOs,
Okay.
CMOs? Who exactly do you want to target? And try to understand what are they struggling with, what are they looking for, how you can help them, and try to focus your content on that, how this content can, it can resonate with them, what are their thoughts about, like they come to the job every day, they need to fix an issue that they struggle with, maybe they want to grow more conversions, they maybe they are wasting money somewhere, maybe they are just they just don't know what to do, and try to communicate that in your content, try to communicate how you can help them, or how you already helped somebody else do something similar. And yeah, this is pretty much bottom funnel content on LinkedIn in
Right.
many cases, um, but also being able to pretty much read their minds, read what they are thinking about, what are their struggles, and try to resonate with that. And I would also say build relationships. You mentioned like building relationships between agencies, white label agencies. I would say on LinkedIn it's even better because you
Right.
can have relationships with other SEO professionals that,
Right.
for example, are not offering the same services as you are.
Right.
For example, you can, for example, I am doing a lot of technical SEO. This is my primary focus, but also do content. But just from the relationships that I built over time, that I can call those people's friends, I would say. Just from those referrals, I got a couple of clients just by like getting to know people. That's just by I don't know, recommending somebody else to a friend.
Right.
I also recommended like some of my clients to I don't know, build links with somebody that I know
Right.
or work on something else.
Right.
Or like maybe they need a SEO in a given market. I can recommend them somebody that I know, for example, from the Balkans or from I don't know, Spain. So I think it's very beneficial just by getting to know people.
Okay. Now, what exactly is your content? I mean, you posted so much of content and so many carousels. So, what exactly is your content process? How do you get all these ideas from? Is there a standard specific process you have mastered or something which you would like to share with our audience?
Uh, I would love if there was any process in that.
Mhm.
Like many, like significant portion of my content was just like from my head, like what I was thinking about. I tested so many like different ideation processes, and
Mhm.
some of them are like very simple, just picking an area mm, of SEO and talking about it. Like I think 1 week I was just taking, for example, I listened to a lot of music, and I just took like a music album that I was listening to and picked like the song titles that they had on the album and
Mhm.
tried to match the song title, like use the song title as an inspiration for a Google post. Sorry, not Google post, LinkedIn post. And I was doing pretty much like anything that I could possibly think about. And from that, I think I created this process in my head that, okay,
Okay.
what works, what doesn't. Try to find inspiration pretty much everywhere. And I think this is also from my experience because I also perform as an improv comedian, and
Oh,
I have this I know I train this skill of like getting inspiration from pretty much everything, and that's why I like to just shoot my head into anything and see how I can spin it from from anything into a LinkedIn post. I use, for example, like YouTube to see what's working on YouTube and trying to translate it to LinkedIn posts. I also checked other LinkedIn creators, see how they inspire my content, what types of content
okay.
I still didn't use. So yeah, there are a lot more,
Do
and
you use
this
any
is
tool
like
for this?
for ideation.
No, or for ideation, just and also, for example, you mentioned you check other LinkedIn creators. So, do you use any tool for these analysis, or it's just all manual?
I tested. Right now, I don't use any tools. I believe. Let me just think. I used AutoDAP for quite a time. I used Clio for a time. I used what else? I would say that's pretty much it. I tested EasyGen from Hasid, from Ruben Hasid. Yeah, but a lot of it is just my own like thinking and my own brain coming with those ideas, coming with all of this, and I prefer it this way because I know it's my own. I know it's um, mm, my own strategy, and yeah, I think like I think it's the same as in music. There is nothing that you can find that is new, that's original. There's everything was already done. So I like to combine everything that I find myself, all of my approaches into like one strategy, which in some way is my own.
Okay. Now, as we wrap up, this is just the final segment, which is a quick fire round. We are going to do a quick fire round, short, punchy answers only. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Favorite SEO tool you can't live without?
Screaming Frog.
Okay. One technical SEO mistake that even big brands make?
Web performance issues that pretty much kill their revenue and conversion rates.
Okay. If you have to fix just one SEO elements on an e-commerce site, what would it be?
Crawling, especially in terms of filtering strategy.
Okay. Does domain age matters for ranking in 2025?
Not really.
Okay. Site speed versus backlink. What's more important today? I know you'll be biased.
Both. I'm biased towards site speed.
Yes.
Of course, in terms of conversion rate, backlinks still good.
Okay. Should agencies hire in-house or use white label SEO services?
Whatever works for you. Just as a quick tangent, I had a client that used white label and I helped them build in-house teams. So there are so many, like you can combine everything.
One underrated way for SEO consultants to get more SEO clients?
Post on LinkedIn.
Okay. Schema markup essential or overhyped?
I would say still essential.
Nah, I have you on the record. You said it's little hyped.
Yeah, I would still go with essential in many cases, but in some cases overhyped.
Right. Biggest myth in e-commerce SEO? Biggest myth in e-commerce SEO?
Biggest what? Sorry.
Myth, MYTH, biggest myth. Like biggest wrong belief.
Okay, sorry. Myth. Biggest myth in e-commerce SEO?
Yes.
Damn. Damn. I need to think about it. Biggest myth in e-commerce SEO. I would say like technical SEO doesn't matter. That's a myth.
Will LinkedIn ever become a major SEO ranking factor?
Yes. I would say so.
Okay. What's the biggest ranking factor people aren't talking about?
Biggest ranking factor people aren't talking about?
Are not talking.
Yeah. I would say content simplification.
Content
Simplification, like having.
Got it. Right. That was fire, Patryk. You crushed it, of course, and thanks for playing along. Patryk, this has been an absolute masterclass. Where can our listeners find you and connect with you?
On LinkedIn for sure. Just type in what you can see here,
Right.
and you can see. You can go to my LinkedIn, invite me, and go to organichackers.com, which is our site of our agency, and see what we can do. And those two are the main channels. I also have like a newsletter somewhere, but you can probably also find it on the site. So yeah, that's it from my end.
And guys, if you find value in this episode, subscribe to the Agency Insider Show, leave a review, and share this with fellow agency owners. And if you are an agency looking to scale your SEO services profitably, visit Page Traffic website and book a free strategy call. Patryk, thanks again for being here and giving your value.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap, folks. Catch you in the next episode.